All right. I think I have in view what I'm trying to show right now above the treetops. It is right there above the treetop. At the top of my finger, or there's the tip of my finger, is the moon. That's the moon setting. It's moonset, if you call it that. It's fading away because the sun is behind me. All right. You can watch moonset here. If this camera picks it up, I don't know, but I can see it. And you're going to have to trust me. It's there. So, why am I watching the moon right now? Well, it's not always that you get to see the moon at the same time that you can see the sun on the other side of the sky. But I'll tell you why I'm showing the moon right now. There's a reason for it. Somebody asked me about why I don't show myself on camera. Someone else mentioned that that's my thing, and it kind of is. It's because I want what I'm teaching to be learned. All right, I was told that the worst teacher somebody had ever is one that they knew everything about that teacher's personal problems. They complained all the time, all this other stuff, but they didn't teach what they were supposed to be taught, and half the class failed. Okay? So, if you do that in the inverse, the best teacher, if you look at it opposite of that, the best teacher would be one that you can remember. If you could think back of, no matter whether it was teaching on a job or what it was. And I'm gonna pull this curtain because this guy's light getting in over here. Whether it was somebody training you for a job, whether it was somebody teaching you how to drive a truck, whether it was somebody who taught you in school, whatever teacher you had, that teacher, that greatest teacher that you ever had, you might know what their political affiliation is or who they vote for or whatever, if they vote at all. You might. No reason to hide that. You might know what maybe a little bit about them as a person, what they like to eat. But you'll find that the one that taught you the most, the one that was actually actively trying to teach you as much as they could and get as in-depth and concise knowledge into your head so that you have a really good outlook on what you're trying to learn, would be the one that you know the least about, but that you know the most about the subject they were trying to teach. So I will tell you this: the style of teaching that I use, it goes way back, at least 3,000 or 4,000 years. There was one teacher in China. There's been one in every country that's done it like this. There was one teacher in China, and the book that he wrote, his name was Loutza, and the book that he wrote, he wasn't even going to write a book. He was actually leaving town. And while I'm talking about this, I'm going to smoke a cigar. I'll review it later. I'm not even concerned with reviewing it. I'm just going to tell this. He was leaving town because the town was declining. It was getting hard to make a living in that town for anyone. The entire town was in decline, and he was moving out. He was smart. That's what you got to do. So basically, a guard found out that he was leaving but knew that he was wise, and one of the guards said, Master, or whatever he called him at the time, likely not his name, likely a title like that, showing respect. He said, before you leave, can you please write down basically give me some knowledge on how to live life. Okay? And so instead of moving right away, he sits down, which was, it was not something he was going to do, but he sits down and he writes a 5,000 word book for this man who just asked him, could you give me some advice on how to live life? Okay? And the name of the book, if you want to look it up, is Tao Te Ching. That's T-A-O-T-E-C-H-I-N-G. I'll find time to put the description in. And basically, the name of the book, it's Tao Te Ching. It's the book of the way, the book of the way of life, or the book of Iminence of way, or something like that. What I'm not sure. The Art of Living. He basically wrote him a book on the art of living. 5,000 words he sat down and wrote for this guy. So he was actually trying to teach. And the way he taught, one thing in that book that struck me as the way that I teach, and the way that I've learned from other people who teach in this way, is this. If I was to turn this camera around the other way, you would be looking at the sun. But what good would that do if I'm trying to teach you about the moon, which is still right here, okay, right above that treetop? But I'm going to go one further. What good would it do if I point, if I'm back here pointing to the moon, and I say I'm pointing at the moon? You can trust me, but you can see the moon, okay? But if I point to the moon like this, if I point to the moon, you will see me, and you will not see the moon at all. You'll know more about what you're seeing right now, which is my finger. So if you see my finger, how can I teach you about what I'm pointing at? So stay focused on what I'm teaching you, and you'll understand why I'm teaching in this way. It's a way of teaching. So with that, I'm going to have this cigar. There's good things happening in the world, but that is an explanation of exactly and precisely why I teach the way I do. A good teacher will teach you more about the subject matter than about themselves. Now, I'll tell you, comedians use their hands and their body as a form of expression. It's required, it's necessary for them to be able to what's the word? Act out a part. People that are telling you about their life experiences need, if they feel like it, for themselves, when they're getting it off their chest, but also so that you can see their emotions to show themselves. Okay, and I'll give you a little bit of a better view because these trees are beautiful. I just want to show that. There is a truck in front of them, but those trees are nice. I'll try to get it straightened up. Apologize for that, but I had to show the moon for a second here. That was the only way I knew how to do it. All right, we'll leave it like that. So, back to what I was saying though. People that express themselves with their hands, who are enthusiastic also, and it's an expression. They use that as expression, their body movements, their hand gestures, and especially when they're teaching you about something that happened in their life or trying to teach you about life. It's good that they do that. I'm teaching you about trucking and about what breaks on your truck and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm smoking some cigars. I gotta light this one up. So it's a style. I hope you like my style. I tell you what, the best compliment I've ever been given was when I was told, thank you for being you. You know? That's the greatest compliment ever. No judgment, and I feel that way about everybody. And whenever I say, hey, people, I hope you're doing good today, you know what I mean by that? I really hope you're doing good with the company that you're at, with trucking. Because if you're not, I hope you also know you can take yourself to the back of every truck stop and get you a book and change your situation. Know that. They are throwing sign-on bonuses at drivers because it's a driver's market. Like a buyer's market, it's a driver's market right now. They need drivers. They have freely admitted it. And it's put up or shut up time. So they can either give us sign-on bonuses, treat us right, or lose us to another sign-on bonus. You know, if you are any kind of a owner-operator, doesn't matter, you know, company, whatever. But anyway, yeah. So when I say I hope everybody's doing good, that's what I mean. I mean, I hope you got the miles that you needed this week. I hope they treated you right. And if they didn't, I hope you know there ain't nothing but to change up. That guy just photobombed me, so I'm not putting him on camera. No, you don't get to be in, you can't be in my video. So anyways, I hope you know to change that up, you know, and I hope you know I'm behind you on that. It's not job hopping if they're treating you bad. You don't have to stay stuck somewhere. So with that, I'm going to just have this cigar. I'm gonna cut this short, and I hope everybody's doing good, and you know what I mean by that now. If you're not, do something about it. And I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope you're driving good equipment. Hope things are working for you and not broken. If they are broken, I hope one of my videos helped you to fix it so that you can beat the wrecker. Look, we appreciate the wreckers out there, but we're trying to beat them so we ain't got to pay for them. Be honest. Let somebody tow that stuff around the country and pay them to do that mess. We're not trying to support them. Let somebody else do that. And then when you need them, you might have the money for it if you've saved money by fixing your own stuff. So, I'm not saying you always have to. Hey, I'll pay for a brake chamber to be changed if I'm tired. You know, there's wisdom in that too. You got to know your limitations. If I'm too tired to do it, hey, bam, done. We don't change our own tires anymore, so you pay somebody to do that. No big deal. It's cheap enough. You got a maintenance account. But if you can save some money by cutting corners, as far as paying shop bills and doing it yourself, you know, I'm all about changing your own filters. So that's a pretty cool truck, so I'll let him photobomb me. Y'all stay safe, and I hope you're not in a backup. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you're making $1. If you're not, like I said, go to the back of the truck stop, any truck stop. And if you're just getting your CDL, go to the back of the truck stop. Compare them all. See what their current sign-on bonuses are. See what they're doing for you, and there you go. And the moon still has not completely gone. But I gotta go. I'm gonna have a cigar, and I'm out. Stay safe. Peace.